we're going to talk a little bit about male circumcision today. We've got 4 sons. There's 3 of them. There's the back of one of them's head right there. So we've had the decision to make 4 times now, and we may not be done having kids, so maybe we'll have to make this decision more. And that is to circumcise our sons. So, long story short, on our first 3 sons, they are circumcised, and our 4th son is not. I'll start at the beginning. She was young. I was a little older than she is. I still am a little older than she is. But very immature in our knowledge and in our intentionality, in our spirituality. We made the decision to have our first son circumcised, and I actually watched that one. I don't recall any local anesthesia or anything, but I do recall very vividly the feeling of guilt and just the thought of, well, that's what we go through, it's what we do, and there was no question about it. It's just something that had to happen because it was the way that I was, and it's pretty much what society at the time, the society that we knew, expected, was for a male child to be amputated.
There was no question with our first.
Yeah.
It's like, that's just what you did, right? That's just what you do. From my research, most parents do not go and watch. A lot of times they will bring them back and say they didn't even cry, or they'll just be sleeping when they get back. And sadly, a lot of times that's from exhaustion from crying. Or
Shock.
if they don't cry, they're in shock. And yes, so our first was born in 2008, and I don't think they numbed it at all.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't recall seeing them do that. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I don't believe that it did.
The medical community used to think that babies didn't feel any pain, and they would do like open heart surgery on them, and they would just give them something to keep them still. Like, isn't that awful? And anyway, now I think they commonly try to give them some type of shot to numb, but a lot of times that shot doesn't work. It's hard to get it where it needs to go perfectly, and a lot of times it doesn't work. And
there's no way to tell if it did or not. They give it to them and start hacking away.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, if it were me, I'd be able to say, hey, that didn't work, give me some more, type of deal. But
yeah, caring for it is just not fun. Caring for a circumcised penis, you have to, it's bright red and a little bloody and raw, and
just looks painful as heck.
Well, yeah, and you have to, every single diaper change, you have to change the gauze and put more like Vaseline, which isn't good for them, or something else. I can't remember the name of it, but some product.
I don't remember what that was.
A tube of stuff, and you have to put new of that on, a new gauze pad every single diaper change, and then try not to let the diaper rub against it, and then taking the gauze off was like, is painful for them, and it's just, it was just awful. So by the second one, I was just kind of like, why? But so if he wasn't like dead set against having it done, then we probably wouldn't have, because I started the questioning at that point.
And at that point in my life, I was very emotionally immature, very selfish and stubborn, and there was just no way. It was just like the first one in my mind. I'm circumcised, my sons will be circumcised, and that's pretty much it. Any argument is just null and void, and probably would have just made me angry.
Well, yeah, I mean, I told you, and it was just, no question. So
yeah,
I didn't pursue it anymore.
So then our third little guy came along.
Yeah, so with him, I didn't want to do it. I don't remember how much research I had done. I know it wasn't very thorough, but at that point I didn't want him to be circumcised.
Yep. You had expressed that as well, but me still being selfish as I wasn't hearing it. the decision was ultimately made again to have him circumcised.
Yeah, I wish I could go back, but
Yeah, me too.
So with the fourth one, I really did my research, and there was no way I was letting it happen.
Yeah.
None.
She put her foot down, and it's a good thing. And the only way I've made any changes is by her putting her foot down, and I'm very thankful for that. And this was one of them, and I could tell in her voice that there's no way it could be an option. And at first I wasn't super receptive, but I was a little bit. So she just started teaching me, and I started learning and understanding, and I knew her position very well on this one.
They would have to cut through me to get to him. Like,
Yeah.
it was not happening. I was not letting them cut my child.
I know that I knew that on this one, but yeah, I still felt like I needed to exercise my macho manliness at times, I guess. But
Anyway.
I'm thankful to have that, you know, she showed me a lot of her research and what she knew, and I started coming around. And
Yeah, so once he started learning what I had learned, then it totally changed the game for him.
yeah,
Because he was very much, there's no way, it's weird, it's
different. It's what
it's
the
different.
Neanderthals do.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, right. Right, I'm fine.
Yeah. You know,
Thanks.
I went through it. I don't remember it. You know, it would be weird if we weren't all the same. I don't want that. What would we say? Just, you know, I'm glad I was. That type of thing. And now, I mean, he wishes that he wasn't.
Oh man, yeah. The emotional impact that it can have, the physical impacts, just all the drawbacks of being circumcised that I know now. We've both shed tears for our first three sons, knowing that we made that decision for them, and we just feel terrible about it. We're very thankful to have learned and understand now, and thankful that our fourth little guy is fully intact and is beautiful. There's nothing strange about it, and you know, I actually feel a little bit strange because I've had a piece of me amputated, and so have my other sons, and it's beautiful to see our fourth little guy all there just the way our Creator made him, and happy, and that's besides the ease of caring for it, the lack of having to care for it. There's nothing to it.
Yeah, I mentioned how it was not fun caring for my circumcised son, or any of them, and the comparison is crazy. One of my favorite times was being able to say, when I was asked, do you want him circumcised? I was able to say, no, he's perfect already, and that was great. We weren't going to leave any pieces of him at the hospital, any body parts at the hospital. They all came home with us.